from New York City. I'm Nadia. This is The Rundown. Filled with the sounds of New York City. I'm so excited about today. I'm going to go and meet up with James and Karla Murray and their dog Hudson. They are an incredible couple who have this really cool Instagram account where they take photos of shop signs and storefronts and really just capture the essence of New York City. I'm so excited to go and meet them. Well, I've met them before, but we're going to go meet and run and they'll show me around. Let's go. Hi! Hello, Hudson! Hi! How you doing? We'll just do air kisses because it's really, really hot and I'm already drenched in sweat. I love yours and James's work, your photographs and your exhibitions and your books. So, let's go!
Great! Great! So, this, just to show you, this is a kind of like our first official stop.
Yeah.
It's Russo's homemade mozzarella and pasta. And it's been in business since 1908 and they make fresh mozzarella every single day down here in the basement. If you want to pan down there, they're probably making it right now.
Oh my gosh.
This area used to be like a little Italy of the East Village.
Yeah. And this is one of the signs that you photograph?
Yes, yes. This is a lovely old storefront.
This is also another favorite.
Right, and we love this big overhanging neon sign. It's the overhanging neon sign is from the 1940s because obviously there wasn't any neon in 1894, but he lovingly maintains it. Many of these signs are disappearing as well because they're very hard to maintain. He said this sign is his beacon.
You often run with Hudson, right?
Yes. Oh, he needs a lot of exercise. He's a very energetic dog. So even though he's not a running dog, you know, like a running breed, you know, he enjoys it and he gets to see people and sniff at things, which he loves. And of course, go into all these stores. The owners often know him and they give him treats. Our next stop, and you might say, my God, why are we stopping at Chase Bank?
Yeah, why are we stopping at Chase
Bank? Right, this absolutely makes no sense. This was the site of the original 2nd Avenue Deli. It's known for like what we call Jewish comfort food. Their matzo ball soup, aka Jewish penicillin. Yeah. So if you were sick and you weren't feeling well, you'd come right down to 2nd Avenue Deli and you'd have some of that matzo ball soup and you'd instantaneously feel better. That's the beauty of these mom and pop businesses. You can get food from wherever you're from. You know,
in the place.
Right, like you can get a taste of home right here in New York. And this is a pretty big storefront. As you can see, it stretches on for a while. They were paying $24,000 a month in 2006, and then the landlord raised it to $33,000 a month. So that's a huge increase, and they couldn't absorb that kind of cost. So they were forced to close. This like whole East Village is always been a melting pot of different immigrant groups. You know, one replacing the other. It was like a lot of Germans first, and then they moved down. Jewish people and Italian people moved in, and then the Ukrainians by like the 1970s. There was I think like over 60,000 Ukrainians living right here in this small pocket of the East Village because there's a Ukrainian church right nearby. So they centered themselves around this church that was built. Veselka sells like Ukrainian comfort foods. They specialize in pierogies and potato pancakes and borscht. They sell 5,000 gallons of borscht every year. That's amazing. And 2,500 potato pancakes every week and 3,000 pierogies every single day.
I love the coffee cup in the
1954,
1996.
And this was done in 96. This is painted by a local artist.
Because you got into this by graffiti, right? Or capturing, photographing tags.
Exactly. How we got started photographing these mom and pop stores over 25 years ago is we come from a background in graffiti. And we were always, you know, looking at signage, the storefront sign, like whether they had a hand-painted sign or a neon sign. We were documenting graffiti, and then we were looking at all these stores, and then we noticed that they started, you know, closing, and the neighborhood didn't look the same anymore, didn't feel the same anymore. It was like losing its uniqueness and character when the stores were closing. That a light went off in our head saying, let's start document these mom and pop stores before they all disappear. Is like Grand Central Station of the East Village. Always a happening spot. Gem Spot is your typical Lower East Side like lunch, like it was like a store slash place to get egg creams. And I don't know if you've ever had one, but
I've never had an egg cream.
well then we'll definitely have to get egg cream. Even though it says egg cream, there's no eggs and there's no cream. They're made of really cold milk, seltzer, and flavored syrup. We're gonna stop at another place that has delicious egg cream.
Oh, great.
Further down the Lower East Side. That way we
End
work
the
up,
run.
yes, we'll work up our thirst.
Work up the third.
So if you look up here, this is Block Drugs, established 1885. You can see the neon wrapped around 1885.
1885.
Right, so it's a really, really old business.
It always breaks my heart that the Sunshine is no longer around.
Oh my God.
One of my favorite movie theaters.
As you can see, in business since 1910, this is Yona Schimmel Knish Bakery. Rabbi Yona Schimmel, and he was an immigrant from Romania.
Yeah.
He actually came here and he started selling knishes through a push cart. A lot of immigrants, when they first came to the United States, you know, they didn't have a lot of money, so selling things from a push cart was an inexpensive way to make a living. Joel Russ had 3 daughters, no sons. And when they were old enough, like when they were teenagers, they started working at his shop. At the time, there was over 30 appetizing stores just in this neighborhood alone, like within a couple of block radius.
Really?
30 appetizing stores, because it was a big Jewish population. This became the most like popular one. And Joel Russ figured out why. It was because of his 3 daughters. They were beautiful. And people would come in and they would flirt with the
daughters?
Exactly. He said they got marriage proposals all the time. Like, it was just like, oh, I have a son for you. At first he was upset that he didn't have a son to pass the business down to, because most mom and pop businesses are passed from father to son, father to son, father to son, and it continues on a lineage that's always on the paternal side, not the maternal side. But he only had the 3 daughters. But then the thought said, oh my God, my daughters are an asset to my business. They're not a liability. So he renamed the store and he put it into the title of the store.
Amazing.
Russ and Daughters. So this is the first business that we know of and that we think in the whole United States that has and Daughters on the name.
Oh, hi.
Hi guys.
Yes, the city has to modernize and keep up with the times, but what do you think it should be, like, what do you think New York should be doing to make sure that it doesn't lose all of this history?
No, we expect change. New York is always about change. But we don't want a mom and pop store replaced by a chain store. We hope that if a mom and pop business closes, then another mom and pop business takes its place. You know, our hope for the city is that just small mom and pop businesses always thrive.
Yeah.
We're always about celebrating small businesses, the ones that are open today.
Yeah.
And we want people to shop at them. The key to survival is
supporting
business.
the businesses.
There was a little problem with the sign when they created this. It's been in business since 1888.
I've actually never noticed this, so it's
So there's
98, but
mistake, and he put 98.
There was a mistake.
Right, so they had to put the brown paint and fix it to 1988.
This is amazing, I've never noticed that.
When you have a hand-painted sign. Hand-painted sign, people make mistakes. It's a person doing it, it's not a computer. See, the sign maker, it's George Turan.
Oh, his name is written there.
Because sign makers, it was like an art form.
Yeah.
They were proud of the work they did, so they actually signed like a piece of artwork. They would sign their sign.
And this is where I met you.
Exactly.
The Storefront Project Gallery here on the Lower East Side. This is where you have your exhibition of photographs.
It's our solo exhibition.
Where do you get a little classic coffee shop like this? So this is where we're gonna get an egg cream from.
Hi Karla, how are you?
Hello.
Nadia. She's a South African journalist who she's never had an egg cream before. So
Never had an egg cream before.
Right.
That's good.
Karla, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Cheers. Have my first egg cream. This is it's so sweet but deliciously refreshing. We're actually going to end it here. This is our
art
James
installation.
and Karla's pop-up
Right.
Your current exhibition is currently on here at Stewart Park. Thank you so much for showing me around. I'm usually the one who's running around trying to remember all the facts, so it was so awesome to get them from you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Nadia.